Hello and welcome to my best movies of 2019. I had a lot of trouble sitting down to create a top 10. So much so that it turned into a top 20, and I could have went further with the amount of great movies that I saw this year. And 2019 has been a very up and down year. If you're a blockbuster fan, if that's your mainstay at cinema, you're probably very disappointed with this year. If you like to dig a little deeper, there are some fantastic movies there just waiting to be found. So, with that in mind, I'm going to dive into the top 20 movies of 2019. Number 20 for me was Harpoon, a movie that was at Fright Fest 2019. It's coming out on Blu-ray from Arrow in 2020, and it is a terrific little tale. 3 people on a boat stranded in the ocean. It sounds atypical of several other plots, but the way of the dynamics between this group of 3 people, the way the story turns and twists and what they get up to and the revelations throughout the movie make this a fresh and wonderful take on this atypical story. I love the direction, the idea, the machinations behind the character. It was all a truly fantastic movie that really did catch me off guard, and it's really quick and punchy as well. Highly recommended if you haven't seen it already. Number 19 on my list is Ad Astra. Now, this was a real surprise in the cinema. I'm not really a fan of James Gray's stuff as a director. Brad Pitt in a science fiction movie that looked like an action spectacular. I was mildly curious, and going along into this movie, I found something that was a lot more emotionally resonant than I thought I was going to discover. This is a tale all about a man discovering things about himself, his life, his father, and where he should move on to in the next stage of his life. And it was wonderful because of that. And some of the visuals were outstanding. Some of the set pieces were terrific. Like the one with the baboon was just nerve-shatteringly great. And this was just a stunningly beautiful, fantastic movie. Number 18 was Dragged Across Concrete. Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn as 2 cops who get caught on camera roughhousing a suspect a little bit. Now, these guys border on the line of the laws, but they definitely want to be good guys, good cops, and do what they have to. When their income is taken away, they have to kind of make ends meet, and they discover that a robbery is going to happen, and they decide to rob the robbers to make a little bit extra cash. But it's the conversations, it's the quiet moments in this movie that really make it stick in my mind. There's a conversation where they're just stuck in a car during a stakeout eating sandwiches that is just hilarious. And with all Zeller movies, it gets to a really nihilistic ending as these characters, they can't go any other way, but it's terrific. I love the sidetracks that the movie takes. We follow a bank teller for what we think is no other reason, but it comes into play, and it's these kind of detours, this kind of movie making that's not like the Hollywood system, it just makes the stories fantastic and pop. And this is another one. This guy is definitely one to watch. It's 3 for 3 for me with Zeller. Number 17 for me is The Irishman. I knew I was going to like it. I really do appreciate Scorsese's stuff, and I like this as a kind of bookend to the Goodfellas movie, one of either spectrum. We had one it was all about somebody trying to break in to that kind of lifestyle, making the choices and decisions and getting to a point where this one is the opposite end of the scale. We have somebody kind of looking back at all their decisions and choices and pondering whether it was the right things to do, pondering their mistakes, looking back at all their transgressions and going, maybe that wasn't the right choice. And it's a lovely performance, kind of maligned a little bit because of the de-aging, which I didn't really find that bad, to be honest. Pesci was terrific, Pacino was great, De Niro looks engaged and gives 100% in this epic movie that is really wonderful. Number 16 was a real surprise, Ready or Not. I saw this trailer and I thought, yep, I know exactly what this movie is, I know what I'm going to get, and it'll just be by the numbers kind of horror movie, and to a certain extent it is, but it's the tone that really drives this one because it is so comedic, it's so funny, and you get Samara Weaving, who is a superstar. She is terrific as the lead character here, and this movie has one of the best finales that I can think of. Really bloody, really over the top, and just wonderful. It had lots of moments where I was like, don't do that, go the other way. I was shouting at the screen. I was really involved in the movie, and it is a hell of a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, at number 15 was Crawl, a movie that completely blindsided me. I went to an early screening one morning because I had nothing else to do. It was 90 minutes. I thought, why not? I do like Alexandra Aja's stuff, but this was just wonderful. It starts off very realistic and worrisome and strange and threatening and a great thriller. It comes a little bit more silly as the movie goes on, but by that point you're already into this tense-filled tale of survival against a giant croc in a basement with a water level that is rising, putting a ticking time bomb on the situation. Really fun, really tense, and something that I can see myself going back to again and again and enjoying the hell out of it. Number 14 was another movie that I saw at Fright Fest, and that is Knives and Skin, and this is best described as a kind of Twin Peaks kind of movie. We follow a group of kids after somebody goes missing in the town, and how that missing person of Caroline Harper affects everybody else within the sort of town limits and makes them sort of show their crazy a little bit. And you get some wonderful performances in this ensemble cast, and there are some wonderful musical moments as well where the cast are singing songs that may feel a little bit strange, but is utterly fitting within the movie. This is definitely the strangeness of suburbia shown, you know, the underbelly of this particularly nice looking neighbourhood that has that little seedy nature below the surface, and we get to see it in this wonderful movie. Another Netflix original movie, and that is High Flying Burt by Steven Soderbergh. This is one of those movies that you're probably going to hear nobody talk about, but it just seems to tick all my boxes. Set over a couple of days, we have an unassuming lead character who knows his limitations or lack thereof, knows his abilities, who has an NBA stop out. You know, they've stopped, they're not getting paid. He has this client that he wants to get back into the game. He's trying to get people to work together through various factions, and he manages to do it over a 48-hour period while being effortlessly cool and just being a wonderful tale. I think High Flying Bird is a movie that just kind of floated by on Netflix. Nobody noticed it. I've watched it 3 times this year, and it's just one of those comfortable, easy watches that I know I'm going to watch more and more. And number 11, another Netflix movie, Velvet Buzzsaw. When I saw this way back in February, I loved the hell out of it. Watching it 3 times in 2 days, I believe it was. I think it's totally weird. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's character within this. I think Dan Gilroy has followed up Nightcrawler with another wonderful movie full of terrific performances. Rene Russo is great. You get a story of these horrible characters motivated by greed and sort of ruining their moral core for what they seem as fame or notoriety or various things. And it's all done with these wonderful ideas of these pictures, this great unnoticed artist who has only been discovered after his death, whose paintings seem to haunt and infect the people round about them, killing them in strange and gory ways. It's a movie that polarised people. People hated it. Some people loved it. I was definitely in the love camp. I think it is wonderful, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal's performance again just proves he is one of the best actors of his generation. So there we have it, numbers 20 to 11. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to be putting up my top 10 most disappointing movies of 2019, and then we will get to the top 10 of this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs. Film.